Hipper here. So today we've made it to Baltimore, and this ship here has always reminded me of Darth Vader. And there are several reasons for that. And I guess we'll just take them one by one. And the first is that with the black camo, it kind of looks like him. Sort of-ish, I guess. But I think it's the closest you get a ship to actually look like Darth Vader. Next up, another reason is that it's not exactly a very acrobatic ship, just like Darth Vader, at least in the older Star Wars movies. I mean, he doesn't really jump around like Yoda or Obi-Wan or anything like that. He just stands in one place and deflects stuff with his lightsaber and doesn't really move a lot. And that's pretty much the same with Baltimore. And third, this is a cruiser for closet battleship players, pretty much, because that's what it reminds me about. There's a running joke that battleship players, they sit and they like hold their controller, they breathe really hard while they're looking for broadsides. So again, that's also something that Darth Vader does. So actually, let's just have a little bit of breathing now. So, if you watch this channel, I always give this ship a hard time, because ever since this game came out, I thought this was the most boring cruiser in the game. And, well, I guess Alaska is there as well now, so it's got some competition. But it's certainly not a breath of action or fresh air or anything like that, like at least some of the other cruisers are. I think it's horrible to play, and I keep selling this ship here, and I actually bought it especially for this video here and popped the black camo on, and something tells me I won't be keeping it for very long. So this video is obviously a bit of a parody. I mean, I go to extremes making Baltimore boring in this video, but I mean, I don't like this ship, so I think that's allowed. So there aren't many cruisers I don't like, but Baltimore is definitely one of them. And it's not because it's a bad cruiser, it's actually a very, very powerful cruiser. One of the best carry cruisers in the game, actually, along with Wichita and a few others. But it's just so boring. Like I yawn when I play this ship, and it's just boring. So anyway, it's boring. I guess the heavy breathing that accompanies this ship could also be a sign that whoever is playing the ship has actually fallen asleep. I guess that's possible as well, and it's not actually Darth Vader, it's just a guy having a nap, because the ship is so terribly boring to play. Because it's just there's no quirks or anything special or fun about this ship here. It's just really point and shoot. Plays a lot like a battleship, and I don't think that's fun. But I'm sure some people think it's hilarious. But I don't. Oh, sorry, I must have dozed away there. This gameplay here is just so riveting. And especially when you're fighting two Scharnhorsts in a division that are obviously using will to rebuild to stay in the game forever. And when you're just one Baltimore with the limited DPM you've got in this ship, there's no way you can take them out. So it just adds to the like the excitement of this game here, because this is a really fun and exciting game. And I'm obviously kidding, because this is probably one of the most boring games I have ever played. And that's what I mean. That tends to happen when I jump in Baltimore, and that's why I never play it, because I don't like it. And anyway, the build on this ship here, I'm actually using a Sure Lane Baltimore, the same build I use on Alaska. So I don't have an agile build on this thing here, because you'll spend the most time bow tanking in this thing anyway, so there's not much point. And even with a full agile build, this ship still feels sluggish and weird and just not responsive, and I just find it a very strange ship that I don't really like a lot. The rudder is fast. I think you can get it below 2 seconds, but it doesn't feel fast. Like I said, the whole ship is just sluggish, and there's just something that's not right about this ship here, for me anyway. So here we have the two Scharnhorsts here, and if you remember, one of them was almost dead before, but obviously he's healed back. He's probably used a heal, and his division mate is charging him with a will to rebuild. So I'm just gonna take up the classic Baltimore position here, and then I'm going to play Baltimore the way that most people play Baltimore. Like, wow, that's some exciting stuff here, some really exciting gameplay. No, it's not. And as boring as this ship is, I think actually Cleveland is even more boring. So that's also a reason that Baltimore is Darth Vader, because my next video will be Cleveland. And as you know, I always say that Cleveland is kind of like the useless brother of Baltimore. So that'll give you some guessing as to who Cleveland could be. It's really hard to get over how exciting this ship is to play, don't you think? So like I said before, I'm running a fully upgraded Azure Lane Baltimore on this ship here, and on Alaska I really like her. I get a lot fewer overpens with that commander on, and she really suits Alaska. I'm having a hard time seeing any help from her with Baltimore though, despite her actually being a Azure Lane Baltimore. I don't show it in this game here, but I still get heaps of overpens on cruisers and whatever else I shoot at, where I really shouldn't. And I have the 40% reduced fuse time perk selected, and I even have a Russian guy that gives me a little bit better, a few degrees better penetration, so I don't get ricochets so much. But I just don't think she works as well on Baltimore for some reason. Not really sure why that is, but It just seems that way. Now, I don't usually have a problem with will to rebuild, because it is fairly rare that battleships actually like have the time required to just get that last few percentage up again. But in this situation here, it's actually really annoying, because I just keep shooting and shooting at these two Scharnhorsts here, and I could go dark and reposition and try to get at them from a different side, but honestly, I don't really want to. I want to see if I can actually take them out, because I'm pretty sure I have taken both of their health at least once, but they keep repairing and they keep will to rebuilding. So, I mean, what can you do? Now, had I been in a fast, more agile cruiser, probably with torpedoes, I would have simply barged in to these Scharnhorsts here and then like taken them on up close, because like this is a situation in this game that I really hate, and that's also why I don't play battleships a lot, because honestly I think they're too boring, and like I like to play games to have fun, and of course also to win, but I prefer to have fun, and battleships just aren't fun for me, at least the majority of them. And same thing with Baltimore here, it just reminds me too much of a battleship. So we've actually reversed to the end of the map here. Very, very exciting stuff. And now I'm stuck. So there's no way I'm leaving now. So I'm just gonna sit here and pummel these guys as much as I can. And I am honestly stuck. I cannot even go forward anymore. So yeah, well, something Wargaming needs to look into, I guess. I don't think it's happened before. Like sometimes I hit the border in a Targo, but like I just slow down, and sometimes it can take a long time to get out of the border, but I don't think I've ever been stuck like this in nearly 10,000 battles in the game. And of course it's just at the moment where the destroyer pops up. But yeah. And there we go. Finally something happened. So anyway, I'll be putting up the Cleveland video tomorrow, and like I said earlier, try to have a guess at who it's going to be, because like I said, it's pretty much Darth Vader's useless uncle, nephew, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, there's a fair few of them out there. So let me hear who you think it is, or who it could be. And here, I'm actually going to buy it here in this battle here in exactly the last second, which is annoying too. So this has been a pretty dreadful battle in a very dreadful ship, and yeah, it'll be sold in the next hour or so. So that was Baltimore as Darth Vader, and I hope you enjoyed it, because I didn't, and I'll see you out there.